Thanks for visiting the patient and the weather today. I'm meteorologist Al Peterlin. I'll be talking about the weather stress forecast for March 8th, 2026. We do keep additional graphics available at tpatw.com, and we maintain a storefront on Amazon. Amazon purchases made through our Patient Weather storefront support the activities of Patient Weather. Looking at the surface map for March 8th, you can see that there is a deep low pressure center in south central Canada, but high pressure covers much of the United States, and that means southerly flow and rather mild temperatures almost coast to coast, although there will be that cool front hanging across the northwestern coast and lots of unsettled weather across Washington, Oregon to Idaho and northern Montana. And there will be an active cold front hanging from Annapolis across Charlotte all the way to Austin, Texas, and lots of unsettled weather in the south and southeast. Looking at the vitality index for Sunday, you can see that we're looking and focusing our interest here in the Pacific Northwest about Idaho. We're looking a little bit here at the southern tip of Texas, but a lot of activity up here in the northern plains, and there is some activity going on here in Ohio through northern Pennsylvania into upstate New York. Looking at pressure change, basically falling pressure all the way from northern California to Washington, across Idaho, Montana, and then up the plains from the Texas and Oklahoma Panhandle, across all of Kansas up through North Dakota, across Iowa and Minnesota into Wisconsin. And again, back to temperature change, which we mentioned, there will be warming temperatures literally across the Rockies, all the way up and down the plains into the Great Lakes. A little bit of cool down here in Ohio, West Virginia, and western Pennsylvania, and right along the Canadian border up here in the Northeast. Looking at dew point temperature change, you can see that we do have rising dew points again across much of the plains, a little bit of falling dew points just behind that frontal system that we were talking about. And looking at the instability index, you'll see that the south and southeast will be enjoying some showers and thunder showers and possibly some really unsettled weather, but mainly here along the coast from Texas all the way through Louisiana in the Mississippi and really across Florida, rather, especially the southern half. Looking at the change in oxygen availability, you'll see we have that risk of migraine across Vancouver and through northern Washington state and extreme western Oregon, a little and significant migraine risk across northern portions of Montana, but the migraine risk becomes extensive as you get down here in southern tip of Texas, and then picking up across northern Louisiana and spreading across the south from Mississippi through Alabama and all the way through Georgia, and then up the Mississippi itself along the river through Arkansas to the Missouri boot heel, and then picking up in southern Illinois and covering all of Tennessee, West Virginia, Kentucky, southern Indiana, all of Ohio into western Pennsylvania, actually much of Pennsylvania, and then upstate New York, and grabbing all of the Canadian cities from Windsor to Quebec as we move up through New England. Thanks for visiting the patient and the weather. Your comments are appreciated, and if you hurt, tell us where you're located.